Hello all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the wisest being on the planet alive today, Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev. So let's get started. For those who haven't heard about Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, which is very unlikely to happen nowadays, he is the most influential and famous religious and spiritual figures in the world today. He has interviews and discussions with the top celebrities, intellectuals, scientists, and top political figures, which are viewed by millions of his followers. And most importantly, he is also the founder and the head of Isha Foundation. While Sadhguru has large number of followers, he is also criticized by some rationalists, activists, environmentalists and liberals for various kind of reasons. In today's video, we are going to inquire into if he is really a Godman, a sant, a cunning businessman or a fake guru, what he really is. We are also going to compare him with the previous spiritual gurus such as Osho and Jiddu Krishnamurti, which is considered to be in the same league with him. So let's first see why Sadhguru is becoming so much popular nowadays. Sadhguru has his organization Isha Foundation, where his followers, the seekers, are taught various yoga techniques and meditation techniques which are told to be extremely effective by them. So is this the only reason why Sadhguru is so popular? Of course not. Sadhguru, more than his yoga techniques, is more popular for his influential personality, enlightening talks, his persuading arguments, clever arguments. If you have been following Sadhguru for quite a long time, you would know that he has discussions with the top intellectuals like scientists and doctors where he completely intellectually dominates them and shuts them up. So what is the reason that despite of having in-depth knowledge in their areas of expertise, scientists and doctors are not able to argue with Sadhguru? The reason is that Sadhguru is very good at communicating and persuading people. Scientists, on the other hand, are not necessarily good at communication. Scientists are mostly honest people. They are questioners and they don't take pride in having the last words in the conversation. Their approach is to find answers to the questions and not winning the arguments. Unlike religious gurus, science and scientists are always ready to admit the limitations of the current knowledge of the science. And this is the very thing that Sadhguru takes advantage of. He keeps pointing out the limitations of the knowledge of the current science and then relates the subject of discussions to the yogic science and explains how yogic science has answers to all the unanswered questions of the science. He starts using the scientific unproven terminologies to prove his theories, which he claims are from the yogic science, and confuses the people. Sadhguru is often compared with previous spiritual masters like Osho and Jiddu Krishnamurti, even though there is a fundamental difference between Sadhguru and the other two. So let's first see his differences with Osho. Difference number 1. If you listen to Osho carefully, the center of almost all his talks is Brahmagyan or Tattva-gyan, which is essence of Upanishads and Vedas and of almost all the religions in the world. And if you listen to Sadhguru, the center of almost all his speeches and answers is to explain how yogic culture is superior to the other philosophies and other traditions. Often he keeps comparing the Indian culture and Western culture. He also keeps justifying the superstitious cults which lie in Indian culture with the pseudo-scientific explanations. Difference number 2. Osho talked about the ideas from all philosophies, whichever matched with his philosophies, no matter from which religion it might be. Also, Osho criticized the ideas which he did not like from all the religions, whether it's from Buddhism, Jainism, Christianity, Hinduism, Indian culture or Western culture. Sadhguru, on the other hand, never hesitates to criticize Western culture, Western philosophies, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, but he never criticizes a single idea from Indian culture or from Hinduism. I don't know what the reason is. I speculate that the reason is that he does not want to lose the majority of the customers of his organizations. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comment section if you have some better reasons for this. Difference number 3. Osho never hesitated to criticize any political party, political figure, and the government of those times. He went so far to criticize the iconic and great personalities like Mahatma Gandhi wherever he disagreed with him. Sadhguru, on the other hand, has been very diplomatic on his political stance and never criticized the current government. Now, let's look at the fundamental differences between Sadhguru and Jiddu Krishnamurti. Difference number 1. Jiddu Krishnamurti never followed any religion, any philosopher, practices and methods of any tradition and culture, unlike Sadhguru. Difference number 2. Jiddu Krishnamurti always stayed away from the limelight. You will always find him in the discussions with the religious scholars, scientists, psychologists, neurologists, journalists, etc. You will hardly find him in discussions with the film stars, celebrities, or political figures, cricketers, etc. Unlike Sadhguru. Difference number 3. Jiddu Krishnamurti always criticized yogic practices. He always said that enlightenment can only be achieved with the intellectual understanding and questioning. It cannot be achieved by following any practices, any methods, any meditation techniques or chanting mantras or following any religious guru. Difference number 4. Jiddu Krishnamurti in most of his speeches encouraged people to walk along with him with the series of questions. His approach was to lead the listeners to the level of understanding that he had of the ultimate. On the other hand, Sadhguru, in response to most of the questions, always tried to convince the people to move back to the yogic culture and tries to explain that why yogic culture is better than anything else that has ever existed on the earth. There have also been different kinds of legal allegations on Sadhguru, though we are not going to comment anything on that as we leave it to the legal system. So guys, this is it for today. Let me know what you think of the video. Was it biased? Was it fair? Was it opinionated? Let me know in the comment section. If you like the video, please share with your family and friends. If you didn't like, you are free to criticize me in the comment section, but in both the cases, thank you very much for watching the video.